Man, oh man, LDWMAC. Well, let's get right into it, okay? So look, let me tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth behind this whole, what's going on with the Taila Santos and not paying people debacle. Okay? I'm gonna tell you guys the truth about why this happened. Okay, now every single time I do one of these, I get a ton of people come, step to me and be like, man, you don't know what you're talking about, man. No, that's not it, coach. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about, man. You just blah, 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 blah. And so, and every time I come back on here, I say, I told y'all. I told y'all. And I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna tell you guys again that I told you so. Okay, look, I've talked to a couple of Brazilian fighters. I've talked to one that actually trains with Taila Santos. I know her very well. I can't tell you who the name is. Maybe some of you might know who it is, but I'm not gonna say the name. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay? Let's talk about the two fighters first. Well, no, let me talk to y'all about how things work in Brazil. Okay, so when you take somebody to court in Brazil, they have, judges, they have DAs, they have prosecutors, they have all of that. They have attorneys. They have everything they have we here in America. The problem in Brazil is that sometimes when you take a person to court, a lot of times in Brazil, the laws are very lax. They lackadaisical. Since Brazil does deal with a lot of murder, like stuff like lawsuits, the police are not going to chase after the person that owe you money. They're just not going to do it, okay? Now, what you have to do, okay? You can go get police to do it, or you can go get certain police to help you, but you have to give them some of the money, okay? You have to give them some of the money. Many cops will go and, go settle lawsuits. They'll help you, okay? They'll take it by force. And I'm telling you how stuff works in Brazil. It's the whole legal thing over there. Those people, they tend to not follow the legal laws over there. Like murder is a big thing in Brazil, okay? It's very huge. So the police force over there, they're strained. They're very strained because they're too busy, dealing with a lot of these murderers. So, think about it. If your police force almost daily are fighting wars, okay? And it's a war zone in some places in Brazil. They're fighting these wars. Do you think that they're going to have time to go by and arrest somebody, right? I'm talking about physically arrest somebody who owe you some money. They ain't going to have time. You have to charter the services of an officer or several of them and tell them, look, I'm going to give you a percentage of it if you can go help me recover this money. And some cops will do it. Some cops will. Some cops, they just don't have time. You can pretty much, and I hate to say that in Brazil, sometimes you can almost do what you want to do. You pretty much can. Do you know how many murders over there are unsolved? You know how many people are missing loved ones that they can't find? I mean, do y'all know? It's a lot of people that are missing in Brazil. A lot of children that are missing in Brazil. Folks, in a place like Brazil, it's kind of a place that you don't play. You don't play, especially with money. People will kill you over money. People will kill you over a couple of dollars. They'll kill you over there. When you owe them money, see, this could not bode well for Taila Santos. This could not bode well. She's going to have to find out a way to settle with these people. She got to find out. Now, let's talk about the story of the two fighters, okay? So, Taila, I told y'all in Brazil that there are fighters over there, okay? There are plenty of fighters in Brazil who nobody knows about. But these people could easily go to the UFC and actually be a force in the UFC. Like Taila has faced a lot of opponents who just don't have the opportunities. They don't have the management team. They can't afford some of the stuff that Taila was able to afford. So these people, they don't get their time to shine. So they don't get to fight in those promotions where promoters are going to see you over in Brazil. They don't get that. They have to fight in these little asshole organizations, and they never get recognized. There's many fighters over there, and then too, companies like the UFC or One Championship, they're not going to invest resources into just digging deep into the fighting undergrounds of Brazil. They're not going to do it. So these people who Taylor, sometimes spar, they never get their shine. And that's another thing. Taila Santos, man, look, I've heard several fighters. Well, the fighter that I was talking to yesterday, she was telling me that, Taylor don't even help some of these people get on. And, now that, she's fought for the belt, a couple of people hitting Taylor up, hey, can I come work with you? And, they done told some of them people no. And these are people that they know. They done told some of them people no. Like, money changing. Because you got to understand, Taila Santos made 150,000 American dollars. Now, when you take that to Brazil, multiply that by 5, Taila Santos now is damn near a millionaire in Brazil. One fight with Valentina, she's damn near a millionaire. The money begins to talk. The money begins to talk. So in Brazil, a lot of times when you spar, when a fighter help you prepare for somebody, a lot of times they don't do it with a contract. A lot of times these fights, they don't do it with a contract. They do it with a handshake, especially if you know somebody real well. If it's like one of your homies, you do it with a handshake. See, in America, that ain't how we work over here. Nah, if it's something as important as a title shot, and I'm gonna help you prepare it, nah, most Americans, we're gonna draw up a contract. And we're gonna hold you liable for the compensation that you said that we're gonna get. But in Brazil, a lot of them do it with a handshake. And normally because you've known somebody for 10 years or 8 years, and you know them, you done had dinner with their family. You done been to, all kind of things with these people. Like, y'all have spent some serious time together. So you feel like this person is family. In Brazil, the gyms, when people are in your gym, everybody is family. Like if somebody bring food, people, they bring enough for everybody. Like just go and ask any Brazilian, or if you talk to a Brazilian fighter, they'll tell you the same thing. Everybody is family. So you don't think your own family would cheat you in Brazil. Oh, they do. And Taila Santos, one of them. So one of the fighters, she came up Taila prepare for Valentina, and they had agreed on an amount. Okay, well, the husband, Taila's husband, does all of her managing and does like the business part of it, or he does the talking for Taila. So they had agreed on a certain price. They'd agreed on this, and when it came to get close to the end of the camp, they were going to go get the money. And they asked, they were saying, hey, we here to collect this money. And I'm putting in my own words. Well, Tyler's husband said, but that's not what we agreed on. So he fell out. He fell out with these fighters. He fell out with them. Okay, they left. He kicked them out of the camp like a little early. Like most of the major work had already been done. So he kicked them out of camp because, he was saying that they were trying to steal from him and like trying to scam him and rob him. Like the husband, Taylor's husband, was saying this shit. So he kicked them fighters out of camp. Didn't pay him. Okay, so it's like, okay, well, what? And these fighters, they pretty much ass out of luck because there's not even a document. At least in Brazil, if there's a document, you can lay claim to it and try to get your money back. Now, I'm not saying because you have a contract in Brazil that's going to amount to much, but at least you have something, okay? So these two fighters, they didn't get it. The next person was, her manager. I mean, this is the dude's brother-in-law. This is like real family. Like, this person. You know him. Y'all done broke bread together. Y'all done traveled together. He done been in Tyler Corner multiple times. And then, he was, now the papers are saying allegedly he's supposed to get 20%, okay? Now, I don't know how true the 20% is. 20% is a bit high for a manager, okay? 20% is very high for a manager. But, of course, it's family. And so a lot of times, some fighters tend to pay their family a little bit more because some fighters, they want to take care of the family. And I get that. But, when I heard 20%, I said, damn, that's pretty high. But still, 20%, you're talking about, I don't know, 30 grand of $150,000. And then some reports are saying that Taila owed like 36,000. But, a lot of those values, guys, are in Brazilian reals. So you have to divide that by 5. And you're not even talking about 30 grand, y'all. You're talking about 7 to 8 grand of American money that Taila owe these people. 7 to 8 grand. And you don't want to pay these people? Because, $7,000 to $8,000 in Brazil, that goes a long way. You can live for a year over there. With 40,000 Brazilian reals, you can live in Brazil for a year. You can probably live for damn near 2 years off that. Because the cost of living over there is a lot lower than it is in the States. So you can have like what? You can have $200,000 in American money and you'll be a millionaire in Brazil. You'll have $1 million. Like, I'm telling you guys, real talk. But here's the thing, though. So Taila Santos didn't want to pay the manager. Now, the manager did have a contract. He did have a contract. Oh, he absolutely had a contract. And sorry to say that if they don't want to pay him, he's going to have a hard time getting that money back. Now, why this is dangerous for Taila Santos? Why it's dangerous? Because people in Brazil, they've died, okay, for stuff like this. And I'm telling you the truth, I don't wish anything ill will on her family, but people in Brazil have died for stuff like this. I'm talking about like people walking out of their house getting shot, died because you owe somebody some money. And you better believe that those two fighters and this manager, they're not going to let this go. They're not going to sit idle by. They're not going to do it. And if they can't recover this money that Taila owed him, and we know she owed him money because she contradicted herself. She was saying, well, none of the accusations are true. Then she goes on and says, well, she goes, it was a contract, but I couldn't read it because it was in English. I'm like, no. So now what you're saying is that the accusations ain't true, but there's a contract. You can't explain. So we know who lying now. It's Taila Santos. They lying. Then Taila tried to act like she ain't know nothing about it. Wait a minute. Your husband, okay, this is the guy that negotiates your deals. So you know he telling you what it is, man. I'm tired of them, man. They want too much money. Taila, we know you know. Thing of it is, even me, Coach Shelton Harrison, can't defend you over here. What am I gonna say? And I defend a lot of fighters over some stuff. Even I can't do it. Even I can't even do it. I can't even think to try to defend what you're doing right now. But I'm telling y'all, go look at the murder rates in Brazil. Like, go look at that. People have died for this kind of stuff, y'all. Her family in danger. Whether she want to believe that or not, her family, they in danger. And you get the right mofo, because in Brazil, they struggling, man. You get the right mofo that ain't got no money, they ain't got enough food, they ain't got no money to go buy food. People start getting desperate. And it's even rough over there now with, all these outbreaks. And, it's a recession here in America. It's a recession over there. People over there, man, they trying to eat. They trying to eat. I don't know, Taila, they better do whatever they can to resolve this issue. They need to do it. Okay, and one of the fighters that I was talking to, I can't tell you who it was, but she was saying that, people, they get hurt for stuff like this. They get hurt. And, they got a little girl, like, could you imagine, they targeted her while she coming home from school. I mean, folks, it's a lot of horrific things that could go behind this. They need to resolve this and get these people paid, okay? It's not worth your livelihood. Hell, it's not worth your life, okay? But that's the truth. That's what happened. That's what happened. And a lot of you guys are going to be like, Coach, man, how you know? You don't know. And then watch, a month or two, a couple of weeks later, the information, all of it going to come out. And then y'all going to be like, man, Coach, you was right. I'm going to say, I told you so. Taila Santos, go on and pay these damn people. Pay these damn people.